Good morning, Sheila. How are you this morning?
Wayne, I'm wonderful. How are you today?
I am excellent, thank you. And welcome everyone to 27 Minutes with Sheila and Wayne, where we explore the fascinating world of verbs and their impact on our daily lives. Join us each week as we delve into the different ways verbs shape our language and influence our interactions as we attempt to make a positive difference in our
Yes.
world, one verb at a time. And Sheila,
Thank you.
what is our verb for today?
Today is one of my favorite verbs ever. It is to laugh.
To laugh.
Laugh,
Oh,
yes. So
wow.
I've got two quick definitions, and I'll let you follow with the 11 more that you no doubt found.
Okay.
The first is to show emotion with a chuckle or explosive vocal sound.
Okay.
And the other is to find amusement or pleasure in something.
Oh, all right. And actually, I only have two others.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm so
So,
sorry.
yeah, well, no, because I think laugh. How many times can you change the verb laugh to
It's
something
true.
else, right?
It's
Yes.
pretty
So
pretty straightforward.
to smile while you're making sounds
Mm.
with your voice that show you think something is funny or you are happy.
Okay.
And number two is to make the sounds and movement of the face and body that expresses happiness or amusement, or that sometimes expresses ridicule or anxiety.
Oh,
I thought,
ah,
yes, right? I thought that, oh, well, that's
yeah.
pretty cool. Yeah, I didn't realize that either. And so laugh. What was your
Yes.
first thoughts when we talked about laugh?
I will tell you that as soon as I tell you our trivia question for the day that we
Oh,
will
okay.
answer at the end of the show.
A trivia question. Yes.
Yes. What is the title of a person who studies humor and laughter?
Oh, okay.
So we'll answer that at the back of the show. Now, you asked what came to my mind when we first heard this word, and I will tell you why it's one of my favorite words, and that is because I'm of Irish descent.
Oh,
And the
really?
Irish have a very particular form of humor and they value it highly.
And I just saw leprechauns running across my screen.
Well, I hope they were doing something funny.
Well, they had shamrocks.
Okay. All right.
Just saying. And Sheila, where can our listeners find you?
Oh, thank you. My email address is zekeandsheila@yahoo.com. Zeke, of course, is my golden retriever.
And my email address is wayne@mindsyncing.com. That's MINDSYNCING.com. My website, mindsyncing.com. Join us. So please, yes, send us your feedback. And if you have bad feedback, send it to me. If you have great feedback, send it to Sheila.
Zeke opens my emails, so he always lets me know when there's feedback. You can
he's
send either
he's
kind.
he sniffs out the bad and the good, right?
Yep, yep,
Yeah.
yep, yep.
Okay. All right. And so, why is this your favorite verb, though?
Well, I laughter to me is it is like healing of the soul.
Ah.
And I particularly appreciate laughing at myself because I have lots of material that I can laugh about. And Irish humor specifically, which I seem to have inherited a bit of, is funny because it acknowledges a certain truth and makes fun of it. So, and my family tradition is that it's similar to Irish humor, is we particularly have a lot of fun at wakes. And I can't tell you how many times my mother has come from a funeral saying that was the best funeral I've been to in years.
Wow.
So that's kind of pathetic. But when you are laughing, you stop thinking too much. And
Okay.
so, and when there's a sad moment in the family, we always say, okay, how long before this is funny?
Ah.
So anyway, it's a family tradition that it's a family value and never taking ourselves too seriously. It's a good coping tool, I think, for surviving in this world.
Excellent. And you know what? I have an article that suggests many of those things you just
Okay.
talked about.
Okay.
And I got my article from the helpguide.org, and it's
I know that article. Go
you.
ahead.
Oh
I
no.
know. It's what I looked at you, but I'm going to let you cover it because I've got lots of other stuff to talk about.
Okay. And it's because when my first thoughts were, hey, it took me back. I just leaped back many, many, many
Hmm.
years
Hmm.
ago when I used to literally sit on the front porch of my mom and dad's house
Hmm.
And I think I was 7, 8, 9, 10 years old. I was waiting for two things. I was waiting for my weekly reader. I'm not sure how many of you remember the weekly readers.
Oh, right.
I was also waiting for the Reader's Digest guide
Laughter is the best medicine.
because I always went to Laughter is the Best Medicine and quotable quotes. I like
Good.
both of those.
Uh-huh.
And I found an article titled Laughter is the Best Medicine. So I said, I have to go with this one.
It's like bringing your childhood back.
Right? And it was written by Lawrence Robinson, Melinda Smith, and Jenny Siegel. And oh my goodness, they have great things in here. But I'll let you go first, please. Go ahead and start. What did you find the same article, or are you on a
I
different one?
I did find that article, but again, I want to let you talk about that one, and I'm just going to give a few quotes here before you get started, if that's okay.
Okay, please do. Yes.
Okay. So Norman Cousins said, "Hearty laughter is a good way to jog internally without having to go outdoors."
Oh, I like that one.
So I'll bet you're going to reference that as you talk about that article. Geraldine Jones said, "The secret to a happy marriage is friendship and laughter. There is no alternative."
Aha.
And then one more, and then maybe I'll give some more later. There were so many quotes about laughter. Groucho Marx said, "From the moment I picked your book up until I laid it down, I was convulsed with laughter. Someday I intend to read it."
I like Groucho.
I do too. Okay, so tell us about laughter is the best medicine. How is laughter medicine?
Oh, you know what? It's so cool. The article, is since you read the article and probably wanted to bring it to the table as well, it is filled with all kinds of information.
Mhm.
And because I have 11 pages here. I'm not going to get all 11 in. So I'm going to tell the audience and tell you what I found to be most interesting.
Okay.
So I will consolidate everything into one, two, three, four, five, six different categories.
Okay.
In the article, they talk about the benefits of laughter. They talk about what are the physical, mental, and social benefits of laughter. They add laughter helps you stay mentally healthy. Laughter brings people together and strengthens relationships. It says how to bring more laughter into your life.
I like that.
They give us tips for developing your sense of humor. I said,
Eh,
ooh, but I can
Yeah.
listen to you and learn from you since you got that Irish accent there.
Always ready for more tips.
And then they say using humor to overcome challenges and enhance your life. And all seven of those bulleted headlines,
Mhm,
there's a litany of words that are interspersed between,
mhm.
of which I won't go into, but I
Okay.
will again hit the highlights of each of those categories.
Good.
So that was pretty cool. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it thoroughly. Yes, and I have some personal laughter stories here as well.
Okay.
Since laughter is the best medicine, and I have a quote. May I say my quote?
Please.
And this quote is by Epic. Okay, let me get this right. Epictetus.
Okay.
Epictetus.
Okay.
Yes, Epictetus. He says, "He who laughs at himself never runs out of things to laugh."
There you go.
So I will go there, and that's it. All right. So laughter, the benefits of laughter, according to Robinson, Smith, and Siegel.
Okay.
They say laughter is good for your health. And again, there's a lot of information between these bullets, but I say I'll just give us that. It's good for your health. And it coincides with laughter is the best medicine from Reader's Digest, so it must be true.
Must be. Must be.
Next one says laughter releases the whole or relaxes the whole body. A good hearty laugh relieves physical tension and
Mm,
stress, leaving your muscles relaxed for up to about 45 minutes after.
nice.
I didn't realize that.
No, I didn't realize it was that long either.
And I know I have laughed at many things, and after a good laugh, I am relaxed and I am refreshed, and I'm wanting more so I can laugh again because it's almost like something that's, ooh, that was good. Let's do that again.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's almost
ooh,
like a dopamine hit. Yeah.
right, exactly, yes. And the last one or the next one, and I will then defer to you. It says laughter boosts the immune system. And I thought, really? It boosts my immune system. And it says laughter decreases stress hormones and increases immune cells. and infection fighting antibodies,
Nice.
thus providing you resistance to disease. And I thought, wow, if we could put that in a capsule and
Wouldn't
have
that be great?
doctors prescribe it, that would be so
Yeah.
cool, right? Yes.
Yes.
So those are my three starting out. I will come to I will let you chime in here, and then I will come back.
Okay, so one of the questions I had after thinking about being of Irish descent
Uh-huh.
was, is laughter genetic? And I read an article that talked about the fact that there is a gene that that is known for people making people laugh harder. If I had to look up the pronunciation of this word, people with short alleles of the gene 5-HTTLPR. I'm sure all of us know whether we have short alleles or long alleles on that gene marker. So people with the short ones will laugh more than people with long alleles on that gene.
Huh.
So it's involved in the regulation of serotonin, a neurotransmitter implicated in depression and anxiety. And it turns out if you have short alleles on that gene, it amplifies your emotional reactions to both good and bad um, stimulants or environments. So, I mean,
Really?
it's a mixed blessing. Uh,
So that's like a flight or fight response,
Almost, or laugh response.
or laugh
Flight,
response.
flight,
Yes.
or fight or flight or laugh.
Or laugh.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So, and then I moved into, are there cultural differences in humor? Not so
Huh.
much to laugh, but in humor. And I found out, yes, per research, this was published in Frontiers in Psychology. Per research, Easterners do not have as much positive attitude towards humor as Westerners do, and therefore they're less likely to use humor as a coping strategy. And I mention this because it kind of fits with what you're talking about in terms of laughter being good medicine. And part of that is because one of the roots of Eastern um, personality is Confucianism, which devalued humor as and stressed restriction and seriousness as being of value. And humor's not necessarily seen as a desirable trait in Confucianism. However, in the Western sense, it is seen as a desirable trait. So,
Wow.
and in the course of that article, they also found that there is no society or group that has been found to have no sense of humor. So
Okay.
Easterners consider humor something that a professional does. Westerners look at it as something that everyone does. So basically, the bottom line is humor doesn't travel, although laughter does.
Huh.
So
Okay.
let's hear more about laughter as medicine.
Absolutely. They talk about laughter triggers the release of endorphins, which you just kind of talked about.
Hmm.
It says laughter protects the heart. And I thought, what? It protects the heart. And so I'm going to give you a little bit deeper on that one. It
Hmm.
says laughter improves the function of blood vessels and increases blood flow, which can
Okay,
help protect you against a heart attack and other cardiovascular problems.
this is important news to me because heart problems run in the family.
Ah, okay. Then we need to have you laugh more.
I, I better get on that. I
and
like your
and long
prescription.
long and yes, right, just yes, go long and wide and deep, hearty laughs. And they talk about laughter burns calories. Uh-oh. So if I'm going to do that jogging thing that you talked about through
Right,
laughing,
internal
I'm just going to
jogging.
stay in. I'm just going to laugh for about an hour as opposed to go outside and walk and jog. So there
I've
we
got
go.
some ideas to help you do that as I did further research.
Okay. it's it says laughter lightens anger's heavy load.
Mm,
I thought, wow, okay. And there were some cool things that go after that, but again, 11 pages long. I got to keep going on the bullets.
okay.
It says laughter may even help you to live longer.
Mm.
Oh, and they said a study in Norway found that people with a strong sense of humor outlived those who don't laugh as much. The difference was particularly notable for those battling cancer.
Mm.
And I thought that's pretty cool. And then I remembered George Burns. Remember George
Yes, I
Burns?
do. I enjoyed his humor.
I remember he had an article, I mean, he had a interview on TV once, and I think it was around his 99th birthday,
Hmm.
95th birthday or something, and they
Okay.
were talking about his 100th birthday coming up. But they were talking about, and Mr. Burns, we understand that you, and please don't don't quote me on this, but because I'm going to get these numbers wrong.
Okay.
They said we know we heard that you eat like 14 pieces of bacon every day, and you have four martinis a day, and you smoke 3 or 4 cigars. And George says, well, the numbers aren't that high, but I do indulge in some of those on a daily basis. And they say, well, what do your doctors say about that? He says, they're all dead.
So who wants to know what they have to say? No, thank
Exactly.
you.
Right. So anyway, yes. So laughter may even help you live longer. I thought that's pretty cool. And he was
I
a
like.
funny guy, so
Yeah,
maybe that's why he had a long life. Go
could be.
George.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
I wonder if he was Irish. Okay, go ahead.
We can find that out.
Yeah.
And then it goes into now they go into the next subtitle of
Mhm.
what are the physical, mental, and social benefits of laughter. And I will just quickly go through those. It says it boosts immunity, which we've already talked about. It says it lowers stress hormones, it decreases pain, it relaxes your muscles, and prevents heart disease.
Mm.
I thought, wow, good stuff to know. Really good stuff to know. Then they went to mental health benefits. It says it adds joy and zest to life.
Mm.
It, it eases anxiety and tension, relieves stress, improves mood, and strengthens resilience. And I thought, wow, because I know I have laughed sometimes when I had nothing else to do. There's nothing else I could do. I just laughed and I felt better.
Ah,
Have,
very
have you
nice.
ever done that?
I do know that after I finish these podcasts with you, I'm usually chuckling or laughing out loud. So I do feel better.
Okay. Well, okay. All right. So that brings me to one of my stories.
Okay.
I remember, I think I was 12, 13 years old, somewhere around there. Don't quote me on that again. But I was playing Little League Baseball. And I was out in right field, and it was a big game. It was one of those important games going into the championships.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw my dad. My dad was in the stadium, and ooh, this was just going to be fun because Dad's here, and we're gonna win, and yay, yay, yay! And I'm out here in right field, and then and I didn't know this, but all of a sudden, I see my dad get up out of the
Oh.
stands, and he walks down to the dugout where my coach is.
Mm-hmm.
He points at me,
Hmm.
and the coach looks at me. The coach then goes to the umpire behind the home plate,
Mm-hmm.
and he says something to the umpire. The umpire stands up from behind the crouch. He calls timeout for the game. And I'm going, what's going on? What's
Mm-hmm.
going on? My dad had noticed that I was jumping around, moving, just very, very, ooh, 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 ooh. My dad went down and told the coach, my son has to go to the bathroom.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh
so, so
dear!
the umpire stops the game, and he
Wow!
points at me, and he points towards where the bathrooms are, and he says, go.
Oh my gosh!
I came back and I got a standing ovation. All I could
Oh
do
my
was laugh.
god!
I was mortified. I was, thoroughly
Oh
embarrassed,
no!
but all I could do was laugh. So
Well,
there's
good.
and after that I felt good. I could catch anything after that.
Oh gosh.
Yes. Please go ahead.
Oh, well, I was thinking about I was kind of quiet and reserved growing up, shy even, and I knew I had to do something to overcome that in order to be successful in life. This is my philosophy as a ninth grader in high school. So I thought I need to either take speech class, or go into the theater program, or run for class office. So I ran for and won the office of treasurer in my sophomore year,
Oh,
and I
yay.
and I went up to give my speech about, how much money we had in the checking account, and my knees were knocking and I was shaking a little bit, and I said something that people started laughing at, and I thought, I may never be a good speech maker, but I like it when people laugh at what I say, even if it's by accident. So that became my way out of my reserved shell.
Okay. And did you become a stand-up comedian?
Not yet, but
Not
I'm
yet.
not ruling it out.
Okay. Well, good. Well, sounds like you're ready to do that.
Not yet. But
Okay.
who knows?
Okay. Uh-huh. Going back to the article, laughter is the
Yes.
best medicine. They talk about the social benefits. They say it strengthens relationships, and I thought, okay, because I know people I have laughed with,
Mm,
we tend to want to do more things together.
okay.
It attracts others to us.
Mm.
Um, and it's almost like the person who's standing outside pointing up in the air, and people walk by,
Ah,
that where people kind of conglomerate. Oh, what's
yes.
he pointing at? What's she pointing at? And yeah, so laughter. And that brings me to another story about attracting others.
Okay.
It enhances teamwork,
Yeah,
and I
I
think
see
that's
that.
I've seen that. Yes, it says it helps diffuse conflict. And I'm thinking, okay, going back to if we can laugh at ourselves, well, this was a stupid thing that we were fighting over. So, yeah,
I
let's go
see
have
that as good
fun.
marriage tool.
Oh, okay, I like that.
Yeah.
It promotes good or group bonding, and again, I'm going to go back to me. I'm going to laugh at myself here.
Okay.
It was at the end in grad school when we had to take our written comps, and written comps, I think it was an 8-hour written comps
Mm,
time frame, and very stressful because we had been studying for the last 4 weeks to just get ready for these comps, and we knew they were
right.
going to be difficult. um, Sitting there writing the answers and just trying to pick everything out of my head that I could remember on any remote issue, putting it down. When I finally turned in my paper to the proctor, the person who was proctoring the exam,
Mhm.
I remember walking out of the exam room and just I was just so tight, so tense, so just stressed out.
Mhm.
And as I was walking towards the front of the building to exit the building, I noticed other classmates of mine who had left before I did. They finished before I did. They obviously did better than me because I was still in there. And I noticed that they were just sitting or standing on the couches, chairs, or stools, or just standing by the wall, bracing
Oh.
themselves, and they were laughing
Oh.
almost uncontrollably. And I stopped and I looked at them, and I'm like, I started to ask them what was funny, but because they were just laughing, I started laughing. And there I found myself, and someone else came out from the exam room and saw us, and they
Mhm.
joined in on the laughter. And it was really strange and really weird because I think I laughed for about 2 or 3 minutes straight.
Uh-huh.
And as you well know, when you laugh that long, things start rolling out of your eyes on the side of the corners.
Yes.
They call them tin tears, but real men said no, that's just my eye was something in my eye.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
so as I'm wiping my eyes, and I have taken all these deep breaths, so I was just flushed with blood rolling through my body and
Mhm.
breath in my lungs and air, and I felt it's like the world just kind of lifted off my shoulders. Everything was gone. There was no more stress.
Ah.
We all walked out to our respective cars, never said anything to each other. We just laughed and walked out, and that was it. And driving home, I felt excellent. It
That's
was
great.
it was too funny.
That is great. Laughter was the best medicine.
You know what? It helped me pass that stressful moment where I thought, okay, did I pass or did I fail? And
Yay.
I had the thought, I don't care.
Good. Good.
It's all right. So yeah, it was kind of cool. Anyway, I and it is 23:49. So
Okay.
I will come back to you because I'm sure you have great stuff to tell us.
I have another kind of along the lines of what you're talking about from psych.com. You can fake laughter and still get the benefits you're talking about. And not that you were faking laughter in that group there, but there's a big movement now to laugh therapy groups. And a lot of these articles referenced laugh yoga, which, okay, probably not a path I'm going down, but some people might.
Okay.
But basically, it's okay to laugh alone. I don't know why people would think there weren't, but
Mhm.
cognitive neuroscientist Sophie Scott did say it's usually a social emotion, but try it alone too. And then also, someone said in this psych.com article They're trying to start the word laughy. Take a laughy as you would a selfie.
A
And so a
laughy.
laughy is a video that's about 60 seconds of yourself laughing, even if you're faking it. And then 2 to 3 times a day, they've done a study, 2 to 3 times a day for 1 or 2 weeks, review that laughy or a selfie of you laughing, the videotape. And in the study, when they did it for 7 days, 2 or 3 times a day, they found it increased reports of well-being by 16% of healthy adults. Now, are any of us adults healthy? I'm not so sure, but it's worth trying a laughy to get some of those benefits you're talking about.
Okay, and you know what? And maybe that's why I enjoy our time together on Thursdays because we do laugh. We laugh.
Yes, we do. We try not to do it too much, but before and after, for sure, we're laughing.
Yeah, and when this podcast is over, I really feel good. I do, and I'm ready
Ah,
to
that's it.
take on the rest of the day.
I thought it was my wit and wisdom, but it turns out it's just the laughter.
No, no, I'm sure that your wit and
Oh,
wisdom
I'm sure.
obviously
Oh,
are
yeah.
there. Yes,
Okay.
yes,
All right.
they're one and two, wit and
Okay.
wisdom, and then laugh. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Good. Phew.
Yes. Well, here's some tips for developing your sense of humor.
Okay.
It says, "Whoa, laugh at yourself." Wow.
My
Okay.
favorite.
Mine too, I think. It says, "Surround yourself with reminders to lighten up.
Okay.
Attempt to laugh at situations rather than bemoan them.
Mm,
Remember funny things that happened, much like you said, the laughy. Okay.
hmm
Don't dwell on the negative. And here's the one that I like the most, really. Find your inner child." And
Ah.
I thought, you know what? That's just it. It is.
hmm
It says, "Don't go a day without laughing." And I will leave it there for you to.
One of my favorite tools to get myself laughing is to look at a laughing baby. You just can't help laughing along with them.
Oh, yes, right? Yes.
Yes.
And they're so cute. They're just so cute.
Yes, they are.
Yes. And what's the
You know,
answer to the trivia question?
Oh, thank you. So a person who studies humor and laughter is a gelotologist.
Uh, and how do you spell that? Because you know where that's
I
going.
do. Yes. Gelotologist. And one of the persons who is a gelotologist said people commonly think that she studies gelato, but that is not her profession.
That would be
So,
mine. Yeah, I like gelato.
okay.
So
Wayne,
it,
there's so much about laughter here. Did you have any points you wanted to end with? Because we're getting close to our deadline here.
we are at 27:30, so
Oh, dear. Okay.
I'm going to say no.
Oh,
I'm I
this has
I
been a
want to, but no.
we could talk about this verb for another 27 minutes, but we won't. We just want to thank everybody for listening to us. We appreciate you, and we've enjoyed laughing with you this morning.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Sheila.
Thank you, Wayne.
Bye bye. See you
Bye bye.
next week.